Hello, quite literally everyone, and welcome back to another game of Beyond All Reason. You guys seem to really enjoy that last match that I showcased. It featured a whole lot of players, and well, I'd be remiss if I didn't show you the pinnacle of what we actually achieved during the last stream that we had this last Saturday here. Today, we're going to be taking a look at, I believe, a 25 versus 25. I didn't count, but I think that was what we got up to at the very end of it. You know, you can go click through here and check all of the different ones. You can pause right now and count them out if you want, but I'm going to call it a 25 versus 25, an absolute mess, if you will. Spawning on the southeastern side, all the way over here. Down in a hole, I suppose, representing the blue team, hanging on by feet and toes. It's going to be a commander that goes by the name of Chisato. All the way over here on the red-hand side, representing the red team, coming in at 61 true skill. Wait, where are you? There he is. Representing the red team is an Armada commander, goes by the name of Waddler. So in case you didn't catch the last one was 16 versus 16, equaling a grand total of 32 players. This is an even bigger mess. It's got a whole bunch of extra stuff turned on. It's got the Fragnarok the Fragnarok balance patch turned on, which changes a whole bunch of things. One of the things that it changes is it makes these rocket hovercraft rockets track. So they will actually try to track into enemies that they can find, so it makes them extremely, extremely dangerous. It also makes heavy laser towers very, very powerful, so you have to be careful about that too. Already, Chisato is being flown across the map right here, carried in a transport and sent across the map. Going to be trying to D-gun down some of Commander Riker's economy that's being put up here. That is a significant amount of metal. I'm trying to highlight all those. 750 metal. Yeah, pardon the pings, by the way. It's going to be a mess today. It's going to be an absolute mess. There we go. D-gunning down some of those solar panels at the very least. Yeah, very nicely done. There we go. 750 metal right down the drain, as well as one of those commanders going down. Oh, there we go. Two commanders go down right there. Dead Space manages to stay alive after all that carnage. Wasn't really worth it. I don't know. It's 1,250 metal to kill 750 metal worth of base. Probably not worth it. Commander goes down up here as well. An LLT sniped that. I think an LLT sniped one of the commanders that was transported over here. That's quite nice. Where am I at? There we are. You can see me moving forward right here. Microing my commander. I did go for one of those Legion commanders, so I'm not really a unit producer, I would say. More of a standing in the field officer. So for anybody who's curious about the way that these matches go, one of the things is that typically there's sort of two sectors to these matches. There's a lot of commanders that just hang out on the front lines and just constantly try and make these engagements work out properly. Careful there, careful there. Oh, those rockets, they do some damage. The AoE is mitigated on this, but they can do some serious damage if they connect with a commander. Anyway, the way it usually works is there's usually one or two commanders per lane or per side or wherever on the map that just hang out on the front lines, and their entire job is just to push forward on the front lines with their troops, and effectively just be a leading troop on the front lines here. And then you have an entire sector in the backline that's all focused on economy. So here you can see all the different folks contributing here. Xenodragon, Grabars, armed to the core. We have Mib tucked under there as well. We have Mr. Nugget Man. Whole bunch of folks all contributing towards getting this fusion reactor up and running, trying to spiral the economy out of control right here. Same thing going on for the red team. You can see over here, all of them trying to get economies up and running, although not going into T2 as quickly here, so that's definitely a powerful transition right away there from Jamakis. Jamakis leading the charge, very experienced player, well aware of how to take advantage of the stream setting, which do drastically improve the energy converter efficiencies. Some of those rockets flying around all over the place. Very risky. Titanium Warden steps forward. Ooh, steps way too far forward. Rockets do connect with that commander. Down it goes. Yeah, that starts to hurt pretty bad. You can see I'm down to just 5% remaining here, trying desperately to retreat the commander. Don't want to get it blown up by a whole bunch of those missiles. The AoE is removed from those missiles, so there's no splash damage. However, the tracking system definitely makes up for it, because it means if they see you and if they fire at you and if they have line of sight of you while those missiles are traveling, then they're going to do some serious damage when they collide with you across the map over here. Energy converters pop, that's quite nice. Barrage does make it out of the lab just in time to be killed by a whole bunch of pawns over here, as well as Chisato's commander, who does D-gun down the lab over here as well. Very nicely done, but the blue commander manages to push over here over on the left-hand side. One of the blue commanders, pardon me. A little bit of a scout coming out right here. Anti-air coming up over here from Grabars. One of the things about this map, by the way, this map is called FTL, Faster Than Light. And it's sort of a StarCraft inspired map. You can see that with all the ramps and the ledges and the main base and the secondary, the natural and the third, the fourth, all that sort of locations. Very, very similar to the way that StarCraft is lined up over here. However, obviously, commanders and whatnot are able to fly around in the dead space over here, which is exactly what we see over here. Shoddy trying to move a commander over in this direction. Always got to be careful about moving these commanders in. Oh, here comes a fighter. Trying to swoop in. Oh, commander does manage to blow up the entire lab right there for the red player. Nice little combo there. Definitely shuts down some of what Wador was working on over there, but not going to be the end of the world. Certainly doesn't take out as much as he was probably hoping for. Oh, Solus Paulus goes down right here as well. Again, those rocket hovercraft, man, they're powerful. Capable of doing some serious damage over here. Really nicely done. Heavy laser tower firing away, well, holding the line over here. Not firing away quite yet, but I'm sure those Rocketeers, or those aggravators, pardon me, the Cortex Rocketeer, step too far forward, that heavy laser tower is going to be more than happy to blast them apart. They're very, very powerful in this. It takes, I think, 3 shots in order to kill a aggravator or a Rocketeer, any of those T1 rocket bots. So they're pretty good, pretty excellent for holding the front lines here. See now, eating up these juicy, juicy corpses, trying desperately to make something happen right here. You can see the APHIS is already going up and running. As soon as this APHIS gets up and running, though, it does mean that you can start getting into a proper T2 economy. So with the energy converters being doubly efficient, it means that basically a single APHIS is actually the power of 2 APHISes. It makes it very, very efficient to go into that. And that can be really, really useful. It can mean that you can start up even rudimentary T3 production on just a single APHIS over here. Do we have a T2 transition? We do eventually have a T2 over here. Yeah, we have a fusion reactor coming up here, but again, it's only one commander working on that T2 right now. Definitely a little bit less teamwork over on the left-hand side for the red team here. Very, very tricky to oftentimes coordinate this many players. And I mean, you know, coordinating 8 players can be tricky in an 8v8 match. Imagine scaling that up by over 4 times. Pretty impressive that any coordination is possible at all. My commander's rested up over here, having a spa day, trying to rest and recuperate from all the damage that it's received. Always very tricky. Love this high ground advantage right here. Didn't realize how impressive this was, but yeah, holding the high ground over here, definitely wonderful. Going to mean that the red team has a really hard time actually pushing up to this area. Going to be quite difficult to actually do anything while this area is under control by those Rocketeers over here. They must have been, oh, they actually weren't transported. They were built over here. Asking for someone to transport my commander up to this ledge here. I didn't have an air lab. In fact, I didn't even have a transport. Not a transport to my name. Fatale Fury. Trying to sneak across over on this side. Oh, that's some heavy damage. That LLT is ranking up quickly. Goblins jump forward. Nice little push right there with the goblins. Jumping forward and protecting that commander from too much of that LLT fire. Oh, it still manages to blast away tons of that LLT, or that commander's health, rather. Oh, 10% remaining, my goodness. Commander is scuffed up pretty badly. Oh, it actually goes down right there. That's a tremendous loss. Definitely not what was expected. Tons of pings going on this side as well. Zeron is trying to transport his commander over here. There are a couple of these thistles over here, though, that are going to blow that commander out of the sky. Whoops. Dropping it down into the abyss. Oh, looks like it'll actually stay down there. Lovely. Yeah, commander wreckage. Nice and available here on the cusp of the universe. Rocket Spider's out now. Very tricky to deal with. Up here on this hillside, you can see their rockets travel much faster in this mod. Flying across the map right here, doing tons of damage. They also still have that AoE too, so whatever they splash against is gonna feel the burn. I quite like the Rocket Spiders. I think they're pretty cool. I think that's a pretty interesting way to change that up. Commander dies over here. A short, sweet, and simple explicative is yelled as the last dying breath of that commander goes down. There we go. Stepping forward right now. Show you my vision really quickly. This is all that the blue team has vision of currently. Trying to deal with these Rocket Spiders. Strafing against them somewhat works. You just have to make sure you're going parallel. They miss, maybe 80% of their rockets. A few of them still connect here, but this was a beautiful team play. Dr. Disgusting moves in while I'm distracting with my commander. Allows them to get close enough to de-gun down some of these spiders. Oh, they all line up right there. 2 of them go down, and the third one just barely escapes. Another one got way too close and gets de-gunned as well. Nicely done by Dr. Disgusting. Playing right alongside with his team right there. Absolutely love to see that. Very, very nicely done there by the dark cyan commander. It's like it's a tone less than the regular cyan commander. So yeah, maybe like a dark, almost a navy blue kind of a thing. Anyway, we all know how terribly calling by color goes on these. tends to fail pretty spectacularly just because these these 25v25 matches, they absolutely tax the color correcting system to the absolute limit here. Sometimes it can be very, very confusing, especially in the 4v4v4v4 format, or well, basically the 4-team format, because yeah, there's absolutely no way for anybody to tell who, you know, some of the colors, they become a little bit close to the other ones, right? You'll have reds that look like pinks, that kind of look like oranges, that kind of look like yellows, like it all kind of blends together. Anywho, aggression over here on the left-hand side. Whole bunch of pawns push in over here for one of the blue commanders. They end up getting shut down by a Centurion. There's also a gunslinger here. We even have an agitator firing away all of this to destroy the static defense setup right here by the green commander over here for the blue team. Blitzlover and Wink both still holding strong over here on this high ground, though. Rocket Spiders clambering down into the lowlands here. Karganeth now coming out, though. That full-blown T3 production is up and running, and we're ready to get into a, yeah, full-blown T3 army here. So Karganeth now coming out and onto the map right now. You can see one of them has already climbed up this hill and is going to start blasting away over here. Does find the geothermal, so that's really huge. If we can pop that geothermal. Oh, we're going for the commander, actually. Yeah, okay. Targeting down the commander here. Felinius, or Felnius? Either way. Brown commander over here, extremely low on health. It does cloak to get away, just barely escapes, but the geothermal will cause an explosion that takes down those commanders, and with them both going up in smoke, it wipes away every single ounce of static defense right here on this northern side of the map. A couple of bombers coming across on this side of the map as well. Fighters are pulled already to deal with it. There's also some anti-air over here. Uh-oh. Bombers sleeping at the job. That definitely wasn't intended. Those bombers shut down just before they could do any sort of bombing run over here. That's unfortunate. Yeah, the brown player unfortunately mismicroing the bombers right there. Oh, you know what? They still managed to take out a whole bunch of solar panels over here, but maybe not as much damage as they were certainly hoping for. Meanwhile, these Karganeth have caused devastation through the middle of the map right here. Aerobiz in a whole lot of trouble alongside with Reed Sweet. Oh, boom go both of those commanders. A 2-for-1 right there as those commanders pop. These Karganeth putting in tremendous work over here, really opening up this field because they can clamber up, down, left, right, and center onto these hillsides over here. They have absolutely no trouble microing their way around on all of these complicated surfaces here. Mib also holding the front line with that new and improved Legion commander. Got that 10-minute upgrade, which straps a Gatling gun to his arm. Makes it very powerful against the T1 and even effective against T2. Powerful, I would hesitate to say, but effective, certainly. Sharpshooters firing away, though. You do have to be careful about those. There we go. Yeah, Karganeth blasting away all these units over here, though, too. Those multiple launch rocket systems are quite powerful. This is something that I've seen people ask me about a couple of times, is what is the Razorback equivalent for Cortex? And I think the answer is probably the Karganeth. And it's not one Karganeth, it'd probably be about 2 or 3 Karganeth. I think the Razorback costs 3,900 versus the Karganeth's 2,500. So you'd want a couple of Karganeth to match a Razorback, but I absolutely think they're similar in role, right? This is the all-terrain assault mech versus the Razorback is just the battle mech. Or is it called an assault mech? I can't remember at this point anymore. Either way, though, going for a going for a bunch of Karganeth is usually how you want to most effectively deal with those Razorbacks that are causing you so much trouble as a Cortex commander. I say that only because I've only recently figured it out. so many hours of gameplay watched, and I'm only still recently figuring out some of the Cortex commanders' counters to different things. This goes to show how deep the rabbit hole goes on unit counters and build counters, and especially composition counters in this game. Blitzlover in a little bit of trouble here. Commander does go down. Luckily, the Karganeth survives. So at the very least, it's going to be able to fire away at a whole lot of these units over here. A bunch of these ballistas get caught by that T3 Crab Walker. Starts to fire away at all of those. Very nicely done. Just want to get a close-up of that Karganeth really quickly. Love myself a good Karganeth. He's battered and bruised. He does not mind. That is a cool picture right there. All of the units and structures and whatnot building in the background with the Karganeth up front. Front and center here to show us what's going on. I love how cinematic this game is. Oh, that sharpshooter firing away at it too. That's beautiful. I love how cinematic this game is. It's easy to look at the game from this perspective all the time and see, yeah, I mean, the blue team is pushing. Oh, something cheeky going on over here. Oh, something very cheeky going on over here. Hold on, let me, there we go. Flip the camera around so you can see this a little better. Karganeth has snuck all the way around the backside of this base here, popping up right behind the economy. Oh no. Yeah, the Karganeth is right in the backline over here. It's gonna start firing away, pops all of the energy converters. Oh no. Huge hit right there. Manages to open up this entire backline. Meanwhile, there's another Karganeth coming over in this direction. Oh, he just barely can't D-gun it. It's just too far down. The D-gun isn't supposed to have a range down limit, I don't believe. It's just impossible to target this. I think you'd have to... I don't even know how you'd go about targeting that. Causing so many issues right now for the red team who are so weary of these crab walkers. Getting into their backline over here. Finally, this Karganeth... wait. No? Where did that Karganeth go? I'm not sure where that Karganeth went. It must have been D-gunned at some point here. Still caused a little bit of damage over here, but man, is that scary. Now the red team has to deal with units walking into their backline like that. Absolutely dangerous. My Karganeth still pushing forward right here. Love that we were handing out units. Definitely feels like a viable strategy, right? Build some of those T3 units and let any of your 25 teammates micro them. I mean, you think about the amount of APM that you have per team goes up tremendously when you have this many players all working together like this. Absolutely worth handing out some of these key T3 units. Just letting people micro their hearts out with them. Full-blown T3 production at this point. Yeah, we've got tons and tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of Karganeth coming out. Even some demons coming out here too. That'll be perfect for clearing away some of that chaff in the front line here. But winning through the center of the map right here definitely hurts quite a lot for the red team. Wonderful, wonderful catch right here for the blue team. Slowly pushing forward. Those early Karganeth absolutely tore apart those frontline units. All the T1 that was being produced off of basically just energy converter economies means that, yeah, suddenly those Karganeth can come out in, well, not even really significant numbers, but just a couple of them can really tear apart those still early T1 economies and those T1 units. I think for big matches like this, it's almost necessary that you turn on this the energy converter buff so that you can get those T3 units out. I think it really helps speed these games up so you don't get caught into a 40-minute long stalemate before anybody even gets to T3 and all the front lines just holding and waiting and too many commanders sacrificing themselves so that they can, you know, fund the great expanse, so to speak. One of the other strategies, of course, is you sacrifice a whole bunch of commanders in the early game to rush T3 super quickly, and then you use those players. Those players are basically just handed units even for the front line. Maybe your midline produces units and hands them to those players that sacrifice themselves. Then they can just micro. Especially if you give them micro-intensive units, like maybe a whole bunch of resbots and rocketeers or something like that. I'm not saying we very often get to see these super epic games with this many players all contributing at the same time, but whenever we do, maybe that's an effective strategy for it. By the way, these live stream games are played on Tuesdays and Saturdays in case you're interested in joining in on the fun. You're more than welcome to. We accept anybody of any skill range. You can see we're ranging all the way down from 1 open skill to 50 on the blue team and 6 to 61 on the red team here. Absolutely anybody and everybody is welcome in these streams. I've had that question before, if it's, you know, locked to pros. Nope, the pros just seem to enjoy playing these games as well, so, you know, if they're enjoying it, it probably means you will too. Anyway, Karganeth over here gets D-gunned apart. That's quite nice right there. Good catch by Alex Speed. Demon is out, though, and that's going to be pretty scary for the red team to handle on this left-hand side. Got to be really careful not to lose this thing to a D-gun, though. It'd be really unfortunate to lose that much metal. 6,000 metal, 90,000 energy, all pumped into a T3 unit. Losing it to a D-gun, not going to be ideal. Not at all. Meanwhile, Karganeth up here on the front. My Karganeth. Chilling over here on the side. At this point, I was trying to get my commander to build a whole bunch of energy converters. Trying to micro all the different things. Also just trying to pay attention across the map and see what's going on. See the Aphis is coming up over here. More and more Aphis production. Plenty of shields generated over here as well. Calamity is coming up as well. You can see we're definitely reaching for endgame scenarios over here, but more and more of these rockets and missiles and other units pushing up this hillside have done so much damage over here. Mirtander and a whole lot of damage. There are some Arbiters out. Arbiters, again, have that heat-seeking missile. They have the tracking on their missiles, so it makes them very powerful if they have vision. Unfortunately, for the red team, they don't over here. We need some pinpointers up. If you get 2-3 pinpointers up, it makes these Arbiters extremely difficult to deal with because they can accurately hit everything that they fire at. It means every rocket they fire is going to do damage, and that's extremely powerful. Early T3 units are coming out, 3,800 for a Razorback, by the way. Wanted to check the price range on that. So basically, if you do a little bit of quick maths, a little bit of rounding, about 4,000 metal for a Razorback versus the what is it, 2,500. So you need to pay about 5,000 metal for 2 Karganeth versus 4,000 metal for 1 Razorback. But I think the 2 Karganeth would probably win it. So all is fair. See, I've been handed over a whole bunch of Karganeths, and I was more than eager to send these in, do a little bit of work. Karganeth, very, very powerful, very competent. Tactical missile collides over here, takes out some of that economy. Karganeth just barely able to see up this hillside, but it's all they need in order to tear down all of those Arbiters swiftly but surely. Oh, Mania moving too close too, and the commander goes down as well. Yeah, Mammoth's in a whole lot of trouble just as well. Blasting down one of them, and the second one in a whole lot of trouble. Down it goes. They were the bastion of defense on this side. Riker not able to degun these Karganeth that are very, very tricky to aim at over here, trying to move up the right-hand side. Commander goes down over here as the demons are pulled to the front lines. Razorback versus demon fight. Very beautiful. Just waiting for a good opportune moment. You can see the splits right here. So I pull some of the Karganeth over to the right-hand side and pull some of them to the left-hand side, forcing Mirtander to make a decision over here. Either going to have to come degun down these Karganeth or degun down the ones on the right. Looks like he decides to go left right here, and it's going to mean that this Karganeth does get all the way up the hill on the right-hand side, this set of Karganeths, that is. Get all the way up over here. Mirtander also taking fire from some of those rockets from my team. Blasted down by a rocket as well as those Karganeths over here. Riker goes down as well, taking down one commander after another, and the Karganeths have breached the base. Ozlek's in a whole lot of trouble here as well. Although the Karganeths don't fire super fast when they're rotating around. And it'll just barely save the commander here. Will not matter though. The entire base goes up in smoke as the bombers collide with it. And down goes the red economy. The Karganeth now ready to sweep across the map over here. Is that Calamity almost finished? Not really. Not really. Tactical missiles still being fired all over the place, used to poke apart this entire front line right here. Very nicely done. And there we go. Just like that, all 25 of the red team decide it's time to tap out. What a bizarre match. I sure enjoy these ones with the 25v25. I really look forward to doing more of these in the future, and I sure hope I get the opportunity to. If you enjoyed these, feel free, and I encourage you, in fact, to leave a comment down below. Well, that was just beautiful over here. And let me know what you thought about it. I know the bar devs sure enjoyed playing with us as well, so it was always good fun to see them. Anyways, I sure hope you have a great rest of your day. Sure hope you enjoyed the match, and I will see you in the very next Beyond All Reason video. Peace out, folks.